Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed. In the earliest days of the world, longer than anyone could ever remember, the world was absent of all light. There was no sun during the day, no moon during the evening, and no stars to illuminate the night sky. The world was blanketed in perpetual darkness. In those dark days lived a family by the ocean shore. And one day, the family's daughter was out when she saw something in the darkness, floating towards her. It was a feather, one as dark as the night, yet somehow stood out amidst the blackness. The girl had never seen a feather before, and her mouth dropped open in awe. In that split second, a sudden gust of wind blew the feather into the girl's mouth, and she swallowed it whole. A short time after this strange occurrence, the girl became inexplicably pregnant. 9 months later, the girl gave birth to a large, healthy boy. But the baby was born with a large, raven-like beak in place of what would have been a normal nose and a mouth. The boy was given the name Tulugaak, a name that means raven. Now the girl's father had in his possession a bladder that had been blown up to a round shape, not unlike a child's ball. Tulugaak, perceiving it as a toy, pointed to it and cried for it. He cried and he cried, until at last the boy's mother gave in and let her child play with it. As Tulugaak played with his newfound toy, his large, sharp beak pierced the bladder's hide. And from that puncture, out came a bright light that filled the air, not just within the house, but everywhere in the world. Light streamed down from the skies like an avalanche that poured over everything. And the sky stayed lit until that very evening, when it began to grow dark once more. But this time, it was not as pitch black as it was before. Fragments of light filled the night sky, glittering in some places, streaming in others, and even glowing in some places. It did not take long for the girl's father to realize what had happened. He knew that his bag of light had been tampered with and broken open, and he had a sneaking suspicion that his raven-beaked grandson had something to do with it. By break of day, the man returned to his home after his hunting trip, and he chastised his daughter for allowing the child to play with the bladder. He sought out Tulugaak so that he may punish him, but Tulugaak was gone, having flown off into the night before the break of dawn, with the bladder in his clutch. From then on, there was both light and darkness in the world. The people of the earth could see in front of them now, hunt and build for longer. They could better see the seals that they were hunting, and could better see the polar bears that hunted on the tundra. Though there would still be darkness in the world, now so too would there be light.